Tom, I appreciate it's probably a difficult one straight after the game, but I'm sure you're disappointed, angry at that out there today.
Yeah, really frustrating in the end. I think we've worked really hard to put ourselves in a good position. Boston with very little to play for other than the fact that it's a local derby. I think they turned up and gave absolutely everything. I think for 45 minutes we didn't, and for that reason we was 2-0 down. And despite all our huffing and puffing in the second half and being on top in that last 45, we never really looked like scoring, and they could just battle and get through a game. And credit to them, really.
As you said, that first 45 minutes probably did the damage. When they're that good defensively, as they have been over the last few weeks, you can't give sides like that a head start, can you?
Yeah, Boston are always a good side. There's a lot of players there that I like and I have a lot of respect for. I didn't think it was down to them being better than us today in terms of ability. It was down to them being better with a desire. Just saying, even Fordy at the end miscontrols the ball. We've got two lads around him. He gets up, wins that tackle, gets up, wins a second tackle. And that's probably been the difference between why they've got 3 points and we haven't, that grit and desire. I think personnel-wise, I think there's very little between the two teams. If anything, I'd rather the lads in green, if I'm totally honest with you. So we have to really have a stern look at ourselves and wonder how we've let 90 minutes, at least 45 minutes, escape us. And it's a very frustrating one to take.
As you say, frustration seems to be the word, because you fell foul of very similar things at their place a couple of months ago. So
yeah, I think we turn up and think we're better than Boston Town. And I've said this about UCL football: is there's two good teams in the league that tend to run away with it. There's two bad teams that tend to get hiding. Everybody else can beat everybody else, and I'm sick of saying it week in, week out to these lads. You look at our league season, I think we've won 14, lost 14 pretty much, give or take a couple of draws and things like that. So I think that tells a big story. I think that says where we are as a group. I think we can show that we can clearly beat teams. There's no doubt about that. We can mix it with the very best. But also we can disappear in 90 minutes and really let ourselves down. And that's something we've definitely got to reflect on. That's something that I've mentioned several times to the group. I've said to us now, we've got 4 or 5 games to show that you actually want to be here next season. Irrelevant of whether you manage to creep into this or creep into that. I think realistically it's very, very tough now. But that doesn't stop us from going to try and win every single game. I think we've got to show a lot more application and a lot more desire. We can work on all the pretty stuff. We can work on little patterns and all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, we've been beaten by a team that just tried harder than us, to be totally honest, and was willing to roll their sleeves up, which hurts. Like I can cope with getting beat by sides that are better than you. I struggle against sides that are just willing to work harder.
I described it as it being a bit like the story of the season, as you say. Yeah. Win 14, lose 14. It's never going to bode well in the long run, is it? That sort of
form? No. And I think that shows what we've got gaps. I think we identified quite early what we were missing. It's tough to bring certain individuals in because they're a rare breed, but we know that's what we missed. And maybe that's, I don't like to compare to last season and the successes we had, but I think we've been unable to replace like for like. I think we've brought in good quality that offer real good attributes, but I think a little bit of UCL know-how, a little bit of grit and desire, a little bit of communication and things like that are what missing. And I think we've known that's been missing. But it's about breeding these younger boys through now, and can we step up and continue to learn, because these are setbacks that are always going to happen with young sides, and we have to take that in our stride. I think it's not the end of the world, despite it may feel like that to myself in particular and several that come to watch us week in, week out, because we are all desperate to do really, really well, but more to learn, more to work on, and lots of reflection.
And then you bring in someone like Ollie Brownhill tonight, who then 10 minutes and is injured and off the pitch, which again must be frustrating when you can get this kind of quality in and then can't take it.
Yeah, well, I have a good relationship with Stamford and Gresh. Obviously, he's done us another favour, offered us Ollie, and we jumped on it. He's a lad that I've seen play. He used to play with Charlie at Stamford. We know he's a really good, talented lad. Rolls his ankle early on. It is what it is. I feel sorry for the lad. I just said to him, can we do it for you, mate? Get some ice. He's obviously had a little bit of treatment, a bit of strapping, but it's just bad luck, really. And I'm disappointed for him, and because obviously he was real keen to come and get some minutes with us, which was great. And it's great that Stamford continues to support us. Just seems to be more and more frustration, mate. We 2 steps forward and then it's another step back. But as long as we keep pushing towards our end goal, which is obviously success week in, week out, hopefully we'll go the right way.
What do you think that does to your playoff hopes now? Is that,
as I said, mate, I think I'm I am a realist. I'm always optimistic, but I am realistic. It's tough now. It's tough now. But as I say, for me, irrelevant whether we go win all 5 and fall slightly short, I'd still go rather win all 5. I think it's important that those lads in there that are supported by this club, that go above and beyond. There's a lot of people here that put in a lot of hours and stuff like that. So why not go reward them for 5 games and show, look, we weren't a million miles away. We were slightly short. You never know either way. You could pinch something, but I think we've just got to go do ourselves justice for 5 games, and we see where we fall. And
finally, it's a big Easter weekend now. It feels like you need a reaction, and I'm sure you'll want a reaction as well.
Yeah, looking forward to playing against Ashby. I think they're a good side. I think they've been on some really good form. I know they lost last, was it Saturday? They dropped points for the first time in a while. I think they've been on really good form. I enjoy playing against Sam Grouse. He's one that I've played with at high levels. I know he scored a lot of goals at this level, so it's a good test for me. If I get back in the 11, then it'll be a good battle, I'm sure. Then afterwards is Pinchbeck, club that really good local club. We enjoy derby days there. We traditionally do quite well. I hope we continue that. People like Hendo will be really keen to get back and play, and that Finn's ex-Pinchbeck. But to be honest, we had 20 lads all desperate to play, which is what frustrates me when we produce 45 minutes like that. If I'm one of them 11 on the team sheet, and myself included, I thought I was poor first half and I put my hands up. I should have done better on the second goal. So go do as well as you can. Push to make sure you've got that shirt next week, because let's be honest, I think they're in a real standout performer. I thought Tom Wormsley did all right in areas, and again with minimal support, worked really hard for us and made things nothing balls, made them something. Other than that, I think there's a lot of us that will be staking a claim to be knocking on my door saying I could do your job Saturday, Gaffer, and to be fair to them, they probably could.
As you say, there'll be a point of proof for them all, because I suppose you will be thinking about next season as well now, either way.
100%. Regardless, if we do pull off a fantastic end of the season and pinch those playoffs, and you never know, Step 4 football, which is obviously always going to be this club's aim. We're always ambitious. Go prove that you can play in Step 4 by playing well for the rest of the season. But ultimately, for me, the main thing is you've got to show that you want to be here, because between me, Nath, Charlie, Dad, various people at the club, we've got big phone books. That we have people knocking on the door. We said when we've had a bit of movement over the last month, there's a lot of people interested in coming along for next season. So go and show that you're better than them and that we can't move you. And people have got 5 games to really audition for that next year, where even if we do fall short, you ain't going to be one of the ones that fall short next season.